Good afternoon, everyone. Gabe Velazquez here with you, transparenttrading-solutions.com on a Tuesday. This is the 14th of January, anticipating a big move tomorrow in the markets with the CPI number. Again, give me a thumbs up. I have a class coming up a week from Tuesday, the day after the inauguration, having to do with earnings, as earnings kick off also tomorrow. So go ahead and hit the link below if you're interested in attending that. I'm going to go over some options trades that we typically do in front of earnings. So go ahead and hit that. Let's get right into the charts here. Again, nothing new today, just a lot of chop. Sentiment is still very elevated. Wouldn't be surprised if we, in fact, have a, some kind of I'm expecting a big washout with regards to the indexes. So we're kind of just hovering, again, at some of these levels that we've been sitting at for now, going on a couple of, since we had the sell-off Friday, and now we're trying to bounce off these levels that I've been mentioning here, the 58.23.25. We've got a bunch of noise up here, but I do believe at some point we may, in fact, try to fill this gap down in here and take us down about maybe 10%. On the S&P. So overall, very choppy, still, kind of grinding lower, but nothing that would be a kind of a washout type of pattern that we look for to culminate some of this movement here. Similarly on the NASDAQ, I think the NASDAQ's probably headed down to possibly the, 20K level, 20,000 level. Nothing really happening with the Russell. It did try to bounce today. This is also probably going to be a long term if it comes down to some of these levels below current price. Bitcoin, just massive range. Looks like it wanted to break down. They brought it back up again, so nothing new there. Rates are still in focus. Are they going to peak at 5%? If they do, they could be probably take them higher than 5%. Could be a big reversal coming on that. Based on some of the stuff I wrote about over the weekend with TLT and supply zones, setting up for that. The dollar, interestingly, did pull back today. Just not a lot going on here with the dollar. Just again, similar to the market, continues to grind higher. No discernible quality levels there. Been talking about the oil market coming into some critical levels here as well. $80 a barrel. Obviously, everybody's looking at that. That puts the USO also at some interesting resistance levels here. So if you look at USO, we've been long some of these energy shares, but USO is interesting at the possible breakout situation happening here. LNG was the standout today. LNG broke out massively. We are in a few of these. I've been talking about EOG, EQT, but that one was the standout today. You can see that's a massive breakout in LNG, and a lot of stocks are looking like that right now in the energy space, especially with in the nat gas complex. Speaking of nat gas, that also looks like it's maybe poised for another move higher. Based on the fact that the pullbacks are very shallow, and we continue to kind of form this upward trajectory, which could be bullish in the long term, especially with deregulation and what's going on in Europe and so forth. So we'll see how that goes. I also wrote about soybeans 2 weeks ago. That's also looking like it wants to break out. So a lot of interesting developments here with a lot of these markets. China also, by the way, I don't talk much about China, but China could round trip that last stimulus. There's all kinds of ways to play China, MCHI, that type of thing. Copper is also kind of a proxy for China. So those are all levels. If you're interested in learning some of this thing, I'll be going some of this in the class as well, with a lot of these Chinese stocks reporting earnings coming up, and some levels here as well. So, all right, have a great week. Anticipate some volatility coming tomorrow, And again, sign up for the class and the link below. Sign up for the newsletter. Give me a thumbs up. All right. Take care. Have a great week.